Okay, we're going live. Let's see, where are we at? All right. Just a Q&A, guys. If you have notifications set, you are knowing I am live right now. So, it's Sunday. I got off work. Hi, Zena. How are you? I just wanted to talk about how many meals I eat a day. People are asking me, what do I eat in a day? People are asking me, do I do intermittent fasting? So we're going to address some of these easy questions. And I'm doing this both on live on Facebook and on YouTube. So depending on where you catch me, just say hello, just so I know you're there. And I appreciate everybody for showing up. One of the tips I wanted to talk about real quick today was this. Now, most of you guys have seen this. This will sweeten your water, okay? And what you can use for this, and I learned this from a friend of mine who I helped with keto when he was first starting in January, and he's down 60 some pounds already, and he's a sergeant at where I work. Now, what he showed me was you take these Mio containers, all right? And when they're empty, all right, you fill it with like certain things. Like he was putting bacon, crumbled up bacon in them so that he could just, throw them on his salad. But I was thinking, why don't you put the homemade salad dressing that I have on the YouTube videos? You put it in here like I have. Kind of hear it in here, I guess. But this way, you have your own homemade salad dressing, which was made out of apple cider vinegar. It was made out of Italian seasoning mix, and it was made out of MCT oil. So then when you go out to eat, or say you go on a vacation or something, you just squirt this stuff on your salad, or, because what happens is you take these things and the whole piece just pops right off the top. See that? And it's got a pretty big opening, so you can pour whatever you want in there. Yep. And if you can see in there, it's got a little bit, you can see where the Italian dressing is. Now, this is a very good high-fat dressing that I made and showed you guys. Yeah, it's good stuff. So you could either, flip the top and squirt it through that little hole, or you could just pop the top and use this on your salad. It's probably good for about 2 different salads. So if it's you and a loved one doing this, you'll have salad dressing that you're pretty confident with. It's just a thought. It was a real good idea, and I wanted to share that with you guys because, sucrose is one of those sweeteners that will not spike your blood sugar, but it's not the greatest sweetener other than that. But if your whole goal is to keep your what is with James? He's a weirdo. James Johnson. Hide that. All right. Yeah. What is wrong with these people? There's always some trolls. Do I use Mio? Sometimes. I don't mind flavoring my water with it. There's nothing in there that spikes my blood sugar. I've tested it. As a matter of fact, I used it all day today. And because I get bored with water like some of you guys do. And it just gets you past that boredom. So I know I got enough water in because I was peeing a lot today. So let's see. Do the arm thing. Do the arm thing. What is this? What is this? I don't know what that is. What is wrong with these people today? I don't know. Where are all these weirdos coming from on YouTube? Claire said, I just watched a video with you and a countess, and you said you do net carbs. You definitely do total carbs, correct? I kind of was on the fence with that, Claire. I've talked about it in a couple of videos where I could see the point where people talk about deducting the fiber because fiber doesn't digest well. I get that. But I don't go as far as what others say, where they deduct the sugar, alcohols, and they deduct and like Dr. Berg talks about where he deducts all vegetables. No, I don't agree with that at all. So it's the insoluble fiber is what I'll kind of agree to, and I'll go with that. But I still, honestly, I still don't eat more than 20 carbs, whether it's total or net. I just don't. There's very few days that I even eat more than 10 grams of carbs a day. I just, if I'll have a small salad, and a lot of times it doesn't even come out to be more than 10 grams of carbohydrates. Let's see. Somebody just asked a question. Let's see. Hey, Steve, need some inner thigh specific exercises, getting saggy skin. Started drinking bone broth daily, but want to be proactive on this before it gets bad. All right, Heather. If you keep doing the ketogenic diet right, all right, and you keep following the diet and not trying to just carb or calorie restrict yourself and to get yourself thin by restricting calories. If you do it the ketogenic diet way, you're not going to get the saggy skin. So be patient with it, okay? Skin is used as a protein by the body, so you have nothing to worry about, all right? And muscle there isn't really going to change the skin part. The skin is just loss of, is just a stretched out skin that needs time to come back down to normal, tighten back up. And it happens. It will tighten back up. Don't think that you're going to be left with loose skin for the rest of your life. It's just not going to. Dr. Fung addressed that. And the way he talked about it was he pointed out that like Holocaust victims, they didn't have loose skin when they came out of there. And he said some of them probably weren't all, little guys to begin with. A lot of them could have been bigger guys, but yet their skin tightened up right over to the bones. Okay. It's a morbid way of looking at it, but that's what happened. On YouTube, somebody asked, thought sucralose and aspartame, spell check, have cancer-causing agents, but thank you for all of your help and support. Aspartame and sucralose, I guess, they have found some studies where they're not the greatest things for you. And I don't know, as far as like the aspartame, there's a lot of people that have issues with it and they have questions, but yet I haven't seen a lot of the proof support all of that yet. If it was that bad, I don't know. I think that, I just wish there was more concrete evidence on it. I'm sure that some of you guys are going to find some, and there's some both ways. But from what I've gathered, most cancers are inflammatory. Okay. Most of them can be avoided by avoiding sugar. Sucralose and aspartame don't spike your insulin levels like a sugar does. So you're not getting that inflammatory effect that would be caused by regular sugars or a fake sugar that spikes your insulin. So if aspartame and sucralose are kind of in the product that you're having, don't overthink it. It's not as bad as you're going to think. Hi, Amanda Fitzgerald. Hope you got rid of all those hackers on your website. Just did 8-mile fasted bike ride and feel great. Whoa, way to go, Shelly. Good job. Way to go. Carrie says, hello. Heather says, thank you. You're welcome. Claire says, yes, I thought you did total. I made mistake last week and yet doing net carb and high fat like you said, and my scales didn't move. So I'm doing total carbs and keep my fat like you said. Do you think reason nothing happened was because I was doing net carbs? Not necessarily. It depends. What you want to do is you kind of want to, in the beginning, you need to record what you're doing. All right. So that you could say, okay, here's what I ate today. Here's how I exercised today. Here's how I felt today. Here's what I as far as I drank. Really keep a good detail in the very beginning so that you could actually understand what's affecting you personally. All right. Because I'm different than you. You're different than your next door neighbor or your best friend. And what's going to work for me doesn't always work for you, but it's going to be pretty close. So As far as the keto diet, I agree, I totally 100% think that you need to be on a high fat diet, and most people agree with me now, and they weren't agreeing with me back a year or two ago. I don't agree that all the sugars are going to cause you to gain a lot of weight. I think there's some safe ones out there. I tried the no sugar, no sweetener thing. Didn't make a difference as far as the sugars, because I would test the stevia and I would see, am I spiking on this stevia? Is my glucose going up? No. So to me, it has no effect on me. It just makes my coffee or my tea or my whatever I'm eating taste a little bit better. That's all, without having the risk and the added weight being put onto that. All right. So you have to kind of test and see does this affect your blood sugar? If it does, then that's something you want to avoid. One of them doesn't work well with me. I think it might be monk fruit, maybe. I don't know. I have to double check it. Is blood ketone test results of 5.7 anything to be concerned with? No. If you're are you a type 1 diabetic, Lori? I need to know that. Oh, she said not a diabetic or any other illness. Then don't worry about the 5.7. Are you taking any sort of exogenous ketones or something like that? If you are, that could be why you're so high. I don't agree with exogenous ketones, as most of you guys know. Hi, Vicki Morgan. Cindy Brown is here. Cindy Brown, I have been having an issue with my intermittent fasting. My glucose is climbing up after the 12-hour period. It was fine for the first couple of weeks, but now at about 14 hours, my glucose will go from 82 to 94. What's happening, Cindy, is some of your excessive calories, some of your calories are being used for sugar. So your body is going to create some of that sugar, and your body does need to create some sugar because it will help supply. Like if you're not getting any sugar in your diet at all, your body's going to create a little bit of sugar to feed a little bit of the brain, because the brain requires just a little bit of glucose. So don't be alarmed. That from 82 to 94, don't sweat that. That's all good. Hey, Spivey's here. How long has Steve been live? Not very long. 13 minutes, Spivey. 13 minutes. All right, let's see what else we got here. Hello, Chala. Aspartame is a migraine trigger. I stay away from it even before keto. Emily, that's some people do. Yep. It doesn't affect me though. It doesn't. Going back to net and total carbs, I typically count net carbs, but have started count net for veggies, and anything with a label is total carbs. Also upping my fats, hoping the scale moves. It should move, Laura. Like a lot of people will stall out because they're not eating enough calories. That's one of the biggest things I see of people doing, is they're not getting enough calories in. If you're not getting enough calories in, your body metabolism is not going to run on a higher level. It's going to run on a lower level. So running on a lowered metabolism and still restricting calories is kind of a predestined kind of lose-lose situation. So the whole reason people should be doing the keto diet is that it's not a calorie restrictive or a food restrictive diet or a starvation diet or a hard diet to do. It should be a very easy and comfortable diet to do, because you want to eat until you feel full. Okay, you're not trying to say, oh, I'm going to push the plate away even though I want to eat the rest of that steak or the rest of that pork chop or the rest of that burger or whatever. You don't want to have to say, well, I'm just, at that one point, you just want to say, I'm not hungry and I don't need to eat it. Okay. Any other questions? What do we got going on? Claire says, I was testing my ketones and it ranged from 0.3 to 1.4. 0.3 is out of ketosis, very low. 1.4 is in ketosis, very well. No, she said. That's when I asked if she was a type 1, probably. What's your thoughts on an egg fast for 5 days? I don't get it, Arlene. I don't get it. I don't think you should try and do a crazy diet in the ketogenic diet. Just follow the ketogenic diet. Just following a single macronutrient doesn't make sense. Okay, I know it has a little bit of fat, but it's more like a carnivore diet, and it's very limited. There's no fiber. There's no nothing. It's just I'm not a fad diet thing, and I believe the egg fast is a fad diet. If you want to try it, go ahead and try it. But I agree, I believe that if you're doing an eating plan, it's something you could stick with forever. The ketogenic diet shouldn't be a diet based on you just saying, well, I want to lose weight. I'm going to do what my neighbor did. And because they lost 30 pounds, I'm going to do it for a couple of weeks, lose 30 pounds. And then I'm going to go back to my carbohydrates that actually made me sick, made me fatter, and made me have to do this in the first place. I just think switch your diet to a proper ketogenic diet, and you'll enjoy your life, you'll enjoy your food, and you don't have to cheat, and you don't have to feel sick, and you don't have to feel hungry, and you don't have to feel hangry, or you don't have to feel angry, and you don't have to feel like you're missing out. Find the foods that you enjoy in the ketogenic diet that will follow, that will help you achieve your goals. And that's just what I think should work. My wife just got home, so maybe I have to cut this short. So I fell off the keto wagon hard, Melanie said. What's a good way to get back into it while avoiding the keto flu? Keep your electrolytes up. That's all. That's all it is. The keto flu isn't anything from the way of eating. It's what you're not getting in. So once you get rid of your carbohydrates in the beginning of a ketogenic diet, you lose all the electrolytes with it, and that's where people get sick because they're not supplying themselves with the proper electrolytes. All right, what else are we at? Where are we at? Wow, we got 23 people right now. Thanks for the early advice. Up my ad started one of my meds on my FBS. Went from 130 to 116 since something 3 times a day. Bulletproof coffee, a handful of green with butter and dinner, and something 3 times a day. Bulletproof coffee I was having. It's open. Hello, dear. My wife just got home. She was a godmother today. She became a godmother. Yay. The godmother. Yeah, she's very proud of herself. Yes. She looks very nice today, too. Her nice little pink dress. Will you come on camera today, Jenny? No, she doesn't like being on camera. Wait, BBC again. So I am confused why I didn't lose. Only thing I did was get up at least 3 times a night for a week and still do. Hold on. I'm having 3 times a day. That's too much coffee. If you're having it 3 times a day, don't. Go back to eating regular food. Like I have 1 of these coffees usually a day, just 1. You don't need to be drinking that many of the coffees. What else we got? Vicky, I found out everyone is different with different needs for their bodies. Just have to test what is good for you under the ketogenic. Exactly. That's it. Everybody is a little bit different. Not a lot different, but a little bit different. Okay? So don't assume that everything I tell you is the way you have to do it. I'm going to give you I'll put the camera on you. What I'm giving you is kind of general advice that I use myself, that works for me, that I know has worked for many people, but it doesn't mean it's always going to work for everybody. Okay? No. Okay, what else we got? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any concerns? Anybody got questions about calories? Anybody got any questions about what to eat for breakfast, what to eat for dinner? There's lots of things out there. So lots of questions. And I'm going to be on for another 6-7 minutes. So tell me what you want to know, or 9 minutes. I'll stay on for a half hour. All right. What do we got? Questions, concerns, comments? All right. Cindy Brown, sometimes I find it hard to get 1,200 calories in a day. Is it important to make sure I do that? Absolutely, Cindy Brown. 1,200 calories is really low. It's really hard for a person to lose weight when all they're doing is eating about 1,200 calories. It's tough. Um, uh, like I don't know that I don't know. I'm not one of these ones that wants you to cut all that weight or cut all that food intake, and then hopefully your body will rely on and utilize the fat to make up the difference. I say what's going to happen is you eat a certain amount of food, and what's going to happen is your metabolism is going to pick up, and your body's going to burn off some extra food off of your fat, because fat isn't just there for looks; it's there to be used. Okay, so if you are hoping that by cutting your calories down from to a 1,200 calories, and then hoping that your body's going to just pick up the rest, it's not going to work that way. It's just not. All right, what else we got? I see a question here. Let's see. When sunbathing, Spivey. When sunbathing, every chance I can get. We don't get as much sun in Wales, so making the most of it makes you feel great. Yep, getting natural sunlight on your body is a very good way to get your vitamin D in. Believe it or not, most people don't get it that way. What is keto, Swag Lord? Keto is where your body utilizes fat for energy, whether it's fat you eat or body fat that you store. When you deplete the body of carbohydrates and sugars, your body has to resort and move over to fats. And when the fats are created, they're created into a product called a ketone, and ketones are then utilized as energy as opposed to glycogen, which is created by carbs and sugars. That's the best way I guess I could feel it. We're hungry, Cindy, but you have to lose it. You can't just rely on, you have to make out a food plan. Don't just wing it every day. Kind of get an idea. Say, listen, I have to eat, put it down. I'm going to eat this many eggs and this much bacon for breakfast, and then do it. And then say, all right, for lunch, I'm going to have a salad, and I'm going to put this on it, and I'm going to put this kind of dressing on it, and I'm going to eat that salad. And then hopefully you should be close to the amount of food you're going to have that day. And if you need to have a dinner, then you could always add your dinner. Or it could be the other way around. You can skip the breakfast and you can go right into the lunch and the dinner and combine them. But what I find, it's easier to do the breakfast part. But it's up to you guys. All right, where are we at? What are the benefits, Swag Lord asks? Well, the benefits are that your body will start utilizing fat for energy. It'll also get rid of inflammation in the body, which causes most of your cancers, hypertension, which is high blood pressure. It causes diabetes. It causes ADD, ADHD, Alzheimer's, and dementia, and many other inflammatory diseases. So once you correct the body and utilize ketones, then you can you'll start to feel better. And most of these people will tell you on the YouTube channel that are listening that when you start eating ketogenic diet, whether you're losing weight or not, you feel a lot better than if you weren't. So anybody else on YouTube can chime in, and Swag Lord is asking what these benefits would be, and they could always chime in and let you know. All right, on Facebook, we're losing people. All right, where are we at? Amanda Fitzgerald said, let's see, I only have a ketone meter, so is there anything I should be looking for when I test to find something is not good for me? If you only have a ketone meter, if you eat something if it's high in sugar, it's going to usually knock you out of that ketosis, depending on how high in ketosis you are. Okay, that's the only benefit I find, that if you're 2.4, say, on ketones, and you eat something with a little bit of sugar, is it going to always knock you out of 0.5? I haven't seen that it does. But for me, I'm in the, I don't think I ever get really knocked out of it anymore. It doesn't matter. Like once you get fat adapted, you kind of get away with a little bit more. But I just don't. I don't like to cheat on my diet. But I'll take a bite of something here and there. If depends. If something's not good, testing before my bulletproof coffee, and then random one on the other day. Yeah, that's fine. Amanda Fitzgerald says, I got a question. When doing a fast, if I begin to get hunger pains, should I eat at that point? Or wait it out? Well, Dr. Fung has pointed this out, and I liked what he said. And here's what he said, Amanda. He says those hunger pains are called ghrelin. It's a hormone that comes from the stomach, and it makes you feel like you're hungry. Okay, it's telling you I'm really hungry. Now, if your goal is to fast for some other medical reason, then ignore it. But if it's because you'll teach the body to fast longer, and and that ghrelin will go back down once it realizes you're not going to feed yourself. All right. But if you're doing this to lose weight, then you need to eat because your body's telling you to eat. So you eat when you're hungry and you stop when you're full. The fast is not to be forced when you're doing a normal ketogenic diet. So don't force yourself to go into a fast that your body's not ready for. All right. How do you get your percentage of macros and eat enough fat if you're eating one meal a day? Cindy asks. Cindy, I'm not a big fan of the one meal a day because the body can only utilize and use so much protein at a time. And that's going to be around 40 grams of protein. And if you're a person that needs, like I would usually recommend women eating between 60, 70 grams of protein in that range, and men should be in the 70 to 90 kind of grams of protein. So there's no way in one meal you're going to be able to get that much protein that you need for the day and still, I don't know, stick with a one meal a day. I'm not a fan of it. I think you have to, at a minimum, I think you have to have 2 meals a day in order to do this successfully, because if you're not, your body's only getting between 30 and 40 grams of protein, and that's just not enough protein to fix the body, especially if you're doing an exercise program. If you're doing an exercise program and you're trying to do 1 meal a day, it's not good. It's the way the body works. If the body could break down more protein and utilize it, that's one thing, but it just doesn't. Okay. So you see a lot of these people that are trying to get in all this protein all at once, and that's not good because excessive protein turns into sugar, and we're trying to avoid the whole sugar part. All right. So you're asking me for the 1 meal a day. I'm not a big fan. I'm 2 meals. That's it. You break it up. Put 40 grams of protein in one, grams in the other. Now that 40 and 40 doesn't mean you just got 80 grams of protein. It means you ate 80 grams, but it doesn't mean that your body absorbed all 80 of those grams. Your body could have only absorbed 30 and 30 or 30 and 35 or 35 and 30, whatever. But you got to eat. You can't be afraid of protein. You can't be afraid of fats. The only thing you should be afraid of is eating too many carbs, and you should be afraid of eating sugar. That's it. So that is the best way to do the ketogenic diet. Stay away from the sugar. Stay away from it. Spidey, after doing basic exercise for 5 months, I'm finding them quite easy. Starting to build muscle on my arms and chest. I had 0 when I started. Absolutely, Spivey. That's awesome. You're welcome, Swaglord. Thanks for coming by. I hope you keep watching some of my videos. I hope you guys subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. There's a lot of helpful videos. There's a lot of individualized videos. There's a lot of quick tips. There's a lot of answers to a lot of people's questions. So scan through though. Do what you want to do. Do I eat shrimp? I love shrimp. I think shrimp is an awesome food. It's like I like it in an Alfredo sauce with chicken. Let's see, where are we at? Cindy Brown. Oh, that's you guys talking to each other. Can I do aerobic activity when I'm starting out keto? I'm not a big fan of that. Hold on, let me read this. Claire asked, can I do aerobic activity when I'm starting out on the keto like me and trying to get off the start mark with blood ketones? Not sure exactly what that whole question is, but should you do exercise in the beginning? No. You need to let your body get adapted to utilizing fat for energy, because you've taken away your source of energy, which is glycogen and sugars. You've taken that away, okay? So what you want to do is now you have to get your body to start utilizing fat and to make ketones. And your body doesn't do that right away. So what's going to happen is your body is then going to take about 4 to 6 weeks to get it to become adapted, to become fat adapted. And once you become fat adapted, then exercise your life out. Just exercise all you want, and it should be beneficial to you. Let's see. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. I eat shrimp with stir fry with zucchini and Kerrygold butter. There you go. Kimberly does it. It's good stuff. Shrimp is a very good protein. Let's see, where else are we at? What can I use to thicken for gravy? Arrowroot, I heard. Arrowroot is a powder that you could use to thicken up a gravy, make a roux out of it. Like animal fat, some maybe even some like almond flour or something like that. Here's what happens, Claire. In the beginning, if your body is utilizing sugar as an energy source and you try to switch it over to ketones and you burned off all your sugar, your body is going to create its own sugar. Okay, it's not going to adapt over to being fat adapted that just like that. Okay, it doesn't do it that way. You'll find that people will talk about this all the time, and they're going to mention that it takes 4 to 6 weeks for your body to become fat adapted. Now, the longer you continue to try to push the exercises, the harder it's going to be for your body to transition over to utilizing fat for energy. You have to let the process work its way out. You can't just force your body to start utilizing fat, because even in a perfect world, when you're exercising, only half of your energy will come from fat anyway. So say you burn, I don't know, say that like you do enough exercise that would have burned maybe 200 or 400 calories. You only burn half of them in fat, if at best. All right. So we've gone over just a little bit, and we are going to end this. Oh, somebody says heavy or double cream works for thickening. Just so you know, I don't know if that works for gravy though. I don't know. That might be weird. Thanks, Jay Barks. I appreciate you doing that. She says she promotes my page every chance she gets. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Spivey, Cindy Brown, you know the answer. You hardly ever get hungry. Lisa M says, I'm sure you have mentioned this already, but how high do you let your carbs go a day? Lisa, for me, it's 20. That's it. I don't go over 20. I rarely will ever hit 20. Now I'm okay with some people following the net carbs, but if you are following it, you want to make sure that it ends up at 20, okay, the net part. And if you're at total, it doesn't go over 20. So 20 is the goal for all of them, for both net and for total. Let's see. Are we okay? I think we have everything covered. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for showing up. You can go to Keto Diet Going Gonzo, the True Keto page. That's in Facebook. Or you can go to Going Gonzo Keto Diet on YouTube. So both of these videos are the same. So you can watch them in either place. Please give thumbs up after watching them, and watch some of the other videos. Let's break this down. Going out of YouTube first. See you guys.